and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video I'm going to be talking very quickly about one-point perspective and your vanishing point, and one thing that we really tend to overlook as beginners when we're doing this. So to begin with, I'm sure that you all know about your vanishing point and about your perspective. So we'll set off very often doing a landscape as a beginner, and we'll mark our horizon. Obviously you'll be doing this in pencil or in your paints, whatever you're working in, and we'll put our horizon there and we'll think about our vanishing point being in the centre, and we'll mark that VP so we know what we're talking about. And this is very simple one-point perspective. And then we'll maybe think about drawing something like a road or a river coming away from that, and we'll find that very easy to do, going away to that vanishing point. And then very often we'll also think about maybe putting some trees in. And again, if we go from the vanishing point to the edge of the paper, and don't forget all these are guidelines and you're not going to be putting those in pen, they're going to be in pencil, we might think about a row of trees there, very simple trees in this case, getting smaller as they get nearer to the horizon, and also don't forget they're getting closer together. But you've never seen any trees like this really, have you? And closer together, and smaller as we get towards the end. And we'll have all done that, a nice avenue of trees. Or we may have done a nice row of buildings, where again they're further apart and then they get closer together and smaller and smaller and smaller as they go towards the vanishing point. And then we might have some mountains in the distance, or some sea, or some buildings. This is obviously very simplified, but you'll have seen landscapes like this that you've done when you're a beginner, with everything disappearing off into the horizon. So now I'm going to come to the one thing that I really think we forget, and that is the sky. We'll set off and we'll do all this lovely drawing. We'll have the background, the midground with the horizon, and then the foreground with all these nice directional lines, maybe some lines down the centre of the road, and we've got that sense of distance. But then what we do is we do a flat wash for our sky, and we go right across with our sky, and then we draw clouds on like this. Maybe not quite like that, but we draw our clouds on and our sky is flat across. Now don't forget that sky is above your head, and it's also disappearing off into the distance. So to get that 3D feel for the sky, we need to do exactly the same thing that we've done below. And this is the one thing I really wanted to talk about today, was the fact that we've seemed to forget this, that the clouds are also disappearing off into the distance, and that the sky isn't starting somewhere over there in the distance, it's starting above your head. So if you're stood here, your sky is up here starting above you. So again, these are imaginary lines or faint pencil lines you will be putting in. Think about your clouds coming down towards that point. Make them bigger, closer to you, getting smaller and getting closer together. Obviously clouds are very random and you're not going to have them in a dead line like that, but this is to give you an idea about what I mean, about how we forget about the sky when we think about perspective and vanishing points. You see what I mean? We've got the ground going away, but we've also got the sky coming away. So that's one thing I wanted you to think about as a beginner when you're doing your landscape drawings. It's a temptation to start with your horizon, work on your foreground and put a flat sky across. But if you're putting some atmosphere and some clouds into your sky, get that zooming away from you as well by using some directional lines with your clouds. I know that's a very simplified version of it, and obviously you'll play around with that more and have more variety in your clouds and things, but that gives you the idea. Okay, so I hope you understood that and I found that useful. If you didn't, or if you want me to explain things in more depth, if you want to put that in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'm sorry it was such a quick little video, but it was one thing that I thought would be useful to you. And I'll be back again on Monday with another tutorial or demonstration. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining me, and if you'd like to subscribe you can do so below, and don't forget there's a little bell there, and you don't always get notifications about when new videos are out, so if you do touch that little bell you'll find that you get a little notification about when my videos are out. But they're every Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And to all my new subscribers, thank you very much for joining us, and your support is most appreciated. Okay, so I'll go for now and I'll see you on Monday. Thanks and bye bye.